All right, moving on. We've got Raiders and the Giants, another early game. This game is being played at the Giants in East Rutherford. Currently, line is Vegas -3. Another unfortunate kind of non-football story that we can bring up here.
Yeah, so that's a lot of today's show is football that's not football stories. I did take the Saints -6.5.
Oh,
so
that's
we'll
ballsy.
See. Yeah. Henry Ruggs involved in an automobile accident due to his own fault. Driving at over 150 miles an hour with a blood alcohol content of
twice the legal limit,
double the legal limit. Gets into an accident, rear ends vehicle. Passenger in the vehicle he rear-ended perished in the accident and was subsequently cut from the Raiders and is facing now 4 felony charges. Has been increased to include felony charges against the passenger in his vehicle for endangerment and things like that. This is a sad, sad story. Obviously, somebody lost their life. That's always terrible. And this is, you can't have a bigger, and I don't want to say endorsement because endorsement's not the right word. I just can't think. Don't fucking drink and drive.
I mean, we brought it up last week when we were talking about us going out for Halloween and stuff like that, telling everyone to be safe. We unfortunately see this in regular life, but especially with these professional athletes and stuff like that, the team has people there that can drive you. They will find someone to drive you and take care of you if you're going out to drink. But also you have the money to do that yourself. There's so many options that he could have, taken advantage of.
I mean,
before driving drunk.
We got Uber, we got Lyft, right? And both of us former military, we know the battle buddy system, right?
Yep.
If one of your buddies calls you and he's out at a bar and he's shit-faced and he's getting ready to drive drunk and he calls you and says, "Hey, man, I got nobody to take me home. Will you come grab me?" Your ass is getting in the car and you're going to go grab him.
Yep.
And I would guarantee on an NFL team, in an NFL locker room, there's somebody you can call. There's somebody in that organization you can call. Be like, "Hey, man, we need a fucking ride. I can't get a hold of a Lyft or an Uber or whatever the fuck." This is a egregious mistake by somebody who is young, and it sucks because it's probably going to ruin his life.
Yeah,
his career in the NFL is over.
Yeah, he's probably going away for a long time.
Yeah,
that's the difficult part about this is that, yeah, he was super, super inebriated, and probably not in the right state of mind to make decisions. But even so, you're an adult, and so you have to live with the consequences of those decisions, even if you're not in complete control of yourself. 150-something miles an hour, hitting this vehicle. From all reports, the girl that was in the vehicle didn't perish from the crash.
She did not.
And her dog, not that, it matters or doesn't matter, but, she had a pet in there with her, and the vehicle caught fire. And there's video of Ruggs sitting on the sidewalk being consoled or talked to or something by his passenger, his girlfriend or whatever at the time, while that vehicle is in flames, and the reports of people hearing screaming from the vehicle and stuff like that and no aid being rendered. It's really rough. We're talking about a lot of shit things in the show, but it's fucking horrible, man.
But these are things that we need to talk about. Like, even so, we said this is a sports show, right? We talked, there was some politics shit. We talked about mental health. This is another one of those things that sports kind of puts light on other issues. We know they're issues, but when it's in the sports world, it gets highlighted. So we should and we need to talk about it because these are things that continue to happen. That people die in accidents from drunk drivers all the time, and this is something that can't happen.
I just don't know why we can't learn from these lessons, But people are going to make these stupid decisions until we figure out as a society to be better. Really unfortunate what happened there. Obviously, Ruggs is no longer on the team. That's one less receiving threat for the Raiders, and it's kind of tough to talk about the football aspects of it because it's the least important of the aspects. But obviously, this Raiders team has gone through a lot of shit in the past couple of weeks between Gruden and now Ruggs. But they are still a pretty damn good team. We've seen some weaknesses with them. But right now the line is Vegas -3. I have Vegas winning and I have Vegas covering.
I have Vegas winning and I have Vegas covering. The line that I got was -3.5. The Giants aren't great. The Raiders have been through a lot of things. They are a resilient football team. I think they will pull us out.
Now Saquon Barkley is teetering between whether or not he's ready to come back or not. Earlier in the week, I believe they were expecting Saquon to play and start, and now I'm not so sure that's going to be the case. Which I don't know. It's kind of like a moot point at this point for me because I feel like even if he goes back out there, he's not going to be 100%. He's not going to be super effective. And when he has been out there healthy-ish, he's been okay, not super effective anyways, which is unfortunate because, I like Saquon, but I think that his NFL career is quickly turning into just kind of average.
I mean, we talked about the fact that we kind of thought that Saquon was a little overrated early on the podcast. That's kind of becoming a thread. I don't want to bury Saquon. I mean, he's obviously a phenomenal fucking athlete. I think he can maybe come back, but there is definitely starting to be that narrative that he's not that guy.
Yeah.
So one other note, since we were kind of burying Marcellus Wiley earlier, I'm gonna take a shot right now, and I'm gonna bury Derek Carr's brother, David Carr. After the Ruggs information came out, he decided that he was going to pump his brother as should be the MVP. That is a completely tone-deaf stance to take in light of the situation that is going on. It is 100% the wrong time, even if Derek is playing like an MVP, pumping that team up. That's not the fucking time to talk about it. Somebody just lost their life. It's completely tone-deaf. And the fact that these people have this national spotlight, it's annoying, but it also gives me some hope that if we continue to grow as a brand and we can say things that people resonate with, and that maybe our brand will grow because we see people on national TV say these asinine things. But he was completely wrong.
I just don't know how they don't have people that check through what they're going to be commenting. PR teams that are like, you might think this, maybe let's not talk about it.
Yeah, maybe don't say that because it's completely fucking tone deaf.
Or Marcellus Wiley, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah. I mean, you're representing Fox Sports. You're representing the NFL Network. Maybe use your brain a little bit and don't say some real dumb shit.
Yeah.
But that's the last thing I had on that.
All righty. So you got Raiders in that game?
I got Raiders and the cover.
Yep, I got Raiders winning and the cover in that one as well. All right, our next game coming up, Patriots and Panthers being played in Charlotte. Currently line is New England -3.5. Now, I watched that Barstool Sports Advisor last night to go through. Now, Dave Portnoy, El Presidente, is a big Patriots fan.
Yeah.
So, he went as far as saying that he thinks that the Patriots are the second best team in the AFC. That's a little bit much, but, I mean, they did beat the Chargers last week, who I had as one of my top teams. It was a really big win for them. But I mean, we've seen some weird play. We've seen the Patriots not look great this year.
Yeah. We've seen some teams that we thought were really good play not very good.
On the flip side, the Panthers started off the season hot as hell, and now they're just kind of starting to look like a dumpster fire, even going as far as benching Darnold and things like that.
Sam Darnold has regressed.
Yep, he's turned back into Sam Darnold.
Yep.
So right now, the line, New England -3.5. I do have New England winning this game. I'm not sold on the Panthers anymore. I think that they have shown their true colors. The Patriots are looking better, and history tells us not to doubt Belichick, that he can figure it out. They are starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. I'm not willing to call them the second best team in the AFC.
No, fuck no.
Especially, at 4-4 right now, but they are 3-0 away, and this is an away game for them. They don't play good right now at home for some reason. So playing away, I think, is a good thing for the Patriots at this point. But yeah, I have Patriots winning this game. And I think I probably have them covering with the line being -3.5 here on ESPN right now.
Yeah, so I got the Patriots on the win and Patriots on the cover -3.5 as well. I don't trust the Panthers at all.
They just got those droppy drops, dude. They keep fucking dropping the ball.
Yeah, well, and that doesn't help Sam. And Sam, when he does put good balls on, a good portion of them are being dropped. And he's also throwing some really bad balls again. He's looking like old Sam. Patriots are getting better.
There was that report, not to go back to Deshaun Watson, but they're talking about, or a report that the Panthers were willing to trade a whole bunch, including Christian McCaffrey. Now the ownership and everybody for the Panthers have come out and apparently told Christian like that's not the case.
How many fucking running backs do the Texans need?
I mean, they just got rid of Ingram, so they could use another.
Jesus Christ. That's not going to happen.
No.
CMC's not going anywhere.
Though I think it makes sense for the Panthers to go after Watson. Honestly, I think he's a good fit for them.
I do too. I think he would absolutely fit in that offense. But the only way that I think Deshaun's waiving his no trade clause is to go to Miami.
I could see him waiving it for other teams, depending
on the team.
Yeah,
I
could see the Panthers being.
There would have to be a deal in place, and he would say, because Deshaun's not going to sit out another year. He's going to sit out all year this year.
Yeah,
he's not sitting out 2. So if they say, "Hey, we're trading you to the Panthers," he's probably going to say, "Fucking fine."
I think that he wants to go to the Panthers a lot more if McCaffrey's going to be there. Mm-hmm. But then again, he's also going to be looking at all these receivers who are pretty damn good, just dropping the fucking ball.
Yeah, I don't.
And it's not because Sam Darnold's throwing a weird spiral or something like that. It's just they've got a case of the drops right now.
I also do think the Patriots could be boosted with a potential new wide receiver in their mix.
I mean, that could happen, but we can talk about that in a little bit.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
All right. So I got Patriots winning. I got them probably covering as well. I think I would vote the cover there.
All right.